you what, it's one of our favorite parents, one of our favorite St. Jude parents. Jessica Whipple is with me right now. Jessica, good morning.
Good morning.
Got to put that right there so everybody can hear your beautiful voice.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, thank you. First off, Jessica's been here volunteering on the phones as she does every year and stuffing envelopes and everything else because you love to give back to St. Jude. It's amazing.
Yes, this is my way of giving back and saying thanks for saving Jacob's life.
Absolutely. Her son Jacob, of course, how old was Jacob when he was first diagnosed?
5 days before he turned 2.
5 days, and now Jacob is
16.
And he's about the size of a Clydesdale, I do believe.
He is big. I have to look up to him. He is he's 5'7" and he weighs 165 pounds solid.
Yeah, solid is the right terminology. And on top of that, he's a wrestler in school.
He is.
And you told me he's now going to do track.
He started the track team yesterday.
Unbelievable. Now you have to understand the story of Jacob, and Jessica, no one can tell it like a mom can. So let's discuss a little bit about your journey to St. Jude.
Jacob was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, which is cancer of the retina.
Mm-hmm.
He went through chemotherapy for a year, lost his right eye. He went through radiation, went through several freezing treatments and what things to try to save the left eye. And a year later, he lost the left eye, so he went completely blind in 2000. And you know, as a mom, that was my worst fear, was him going blind. But then, you know, you have to think some of these moms don't have the chance to have their children here with them. So I am blessed that, you know, Jacob is blind, but he is here and he's healthy and he's alive. And it's all for St. Jude's and people like you guys that support the life-saving efforts that happen.
And some of the wonderful things that we keep in mind is, number one, St. Jude did save Jacob's life.
They did. And, you know, they told me, they said, yeah, you know, we'll do our best to save Jacob's eyes, but his life comes first.
Absolutely. And that's why when you call 1-800-795-1800, you're helping kids like Jacob. And I would imagine because of the research and the protocol that St. Jude did just on Jacob alone, they've learned so much more about battling this disease.
It has, because, you know, it's been 14 years since Jacob was diagnosed, and they have done, I've read so much treatment, so much stem cell, you know, things that they're trying to prevent retinoblastoma, or using different treatments other than chemotherapy, because chemotherapy does do so much damage to, you know, a young one's body. So it's, you know, it's amazing to see from then until now how far have they gotten with, you know, the cure rates and, you know, different treatments and stuff like that. So, you know, I always get asked, well, how can you be so happy, and how can you just do so much for the hospital when, you know, Jacob did battle cancer, but he lost both of his eyes. So he, you know, he went through cancer, but then yet he still got the bad end of the deal. And I'm like, you know, I didn't get the bad end of the deal because St. Jude saved Jacob, and I was given no hope here in Mobile. They were telling me, as soon as you get to St. Jude's, they're going to remove both of his eyes. And St. Jude's gave him sight for 2 years.
Exactly.
So there's no way I can be hateful or, you know, sad or anything. I mean, I'm just blessed that Jacob's here.
Absolutely. And of course, retinoblastoma, you know, years ago, that was a death sentence for a child.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the eyes, you're talking about so close to the brain, and so many things can happen. To know that Jacob is alive and well and thriving. And again, this is a young man that even after losing sight in both eyes, has played Little League Baseball. He's been an amazing student. He is an amazing athlete, wrestler, now on the track team. He's leading a full life, and it's all because of St. Jude.
I don't know if you've seen, but about 2 weeks ago, Jacob had a painting that was entered in the Helen Keller art contest.
I saw that.
And he, out of 36 kids around the the state of Alabama, Jacob won. So he won the Helen Keller art contest. So, you know,
it's amazing.
It hurt me because there's been so many times that he's been my rock. You know, he would say, Mom, I know my eyes were sick, but you don't have to worry anymore because I'm going to be all, you know, I'm going to be okay. So he has been my rock, and, you know, yeah, he did lose so much, but he's gained so much more.
He is such an incredible young man. We love him to death. I always put a big smile on my face. It just happens automatically whenever I see Jacob, because I know what you and your family have gone through, and he's an inspiration to me. He really, truly is, and he means so much to us. Why don't you call right now? It'd be great to do it in honor of Jacob and Jessica. Jessica, 1-800-795-1800. Again, that number, 1-800-795-1800. You can also donate online at 95ksj.com. And before, I need to mention real quick also our good friend Tony Lawrence at AGWA. They're going to be serving up lunches again today, $5 for a box lunch, which is more lunch than you can probably eat. And I just found out the good folks down at Zeman, Spiegel, Jackson, and Hoffman downtown have just ordered about 10 boxes. So we thank them for that. Maybe you and everybody in your office wants to do the same thing. Again, $5 a box. All that money goes to St. Jude, and Tony and his crew then match that $5 donation as well. So it's fantastic, and we appreciate them so much, and certainly appreciate you guys doing that. And there's a number on our website, our St. Jude page, that you can call and place your order today. So look for it at 95ksj.com. Jessica, I can't thank you enough for being here and for all you do. I mean, I see you volunteering for everything that's St. Jude related in Mobile and Baldwin County, and I appreciate that so much. You're down at the walk. I think the last time I saw Jacob, was it after the walk maybe? He wasn't there this year. He was there last year.
Yes, at the Give Thanks walk.
Because I do believe he picked up Dan Brennan today. Physically, just picked him up.
Yes, and you'll have to ask Dan. You'll have to ask Dan about the Camp Grace when he kept aggravating him, and Jacob put a wrestling move, and Dan ended up in the mud.
You know, it's embarrassing when a young man can do that to you. I don't blame you. I'd be incredibly embarrassed as well, Dan. Here's a chance for our listeners, our fans, our friends that care about kids and care about kids in our community to make a stand against cancer right now. And again, please do it in honor of this wonderful family, Jessica and the beautiful Jacob. We love them to death. 1-800-795-1800. 1-800-795-1800. We still need 8 more Partners in Hope before 10 o'clock. 8 more before 10.